influential spokesman.
Tactful, diplomatic, savvy,
intelligent, careful, steady,
thoughtful and constructive,
remarkably effective, peacemaker,
very trusted,
honesty and integrity,
a man of towering integrity,
wise mentor,
the consummate professional,
nothing if not a gentleman,
a great friend,
one of the finest people I know.
Herb grew up in West Virginia, and
he has an engineering degree, electrical engineering degree from West Virginia University. He has a JD from Georgetown, an LLM from George Washington University.
When we finished law school, many of us who were together went off to join law firms or to become in-house counsel at corporations, and some of us went to work for the government.
Herb's career began professionally at the USPTO in the Patent Office as an examiner, and he worked his way up to a supervisory position,
culminating as one of the most senior people in the trademark office.
Herb went to become the executive assistant to 2 commissioners of patents, and from there became the director of the trademark examining operation.
And then there was this opening as a new position for the executive director of IPO.
Many of us were wondering what Herb was thinking. Why was he going off joining IPO?
The IPO annual meeting could probably have been held at an 8-seat table at a local Denny's.
He has brought IPO up from its grassroots. He has built a very dynamic and talented headquarters staff. He has built an organization that really supports an incredible and diverse membership base.
So he grew the organization tremendously, and the larger you get, the more effective you are.
Today, IPO has nearly 12,000 members, both corporations and law firms and individuals. And it has become a recognized go-to place for views on intellectual property issues.
Not just the patent world, but the larger business world and the national economy. It's respected everywhere, from Capitol Hill to the major media to the executive branch.
promoting stronger rights for IP owners and educating the general public as to the importance of IP to economic growth and prosperity.
It now has a very international flavor. We have an Asian practice committee that goes to China every year now. We've had several meetings in Europe.
And Herb has been the steady hand to guide the ship throughout the decades, always listening and considering divergent point of views, but with
a genius for making people whose views may diverge work effectively together in harmony.
That's really the magic of Herb Wamsley, and I think that's why he's been so effective at IPO.
And advocating for stronger and more effective intellectual property rights has certainly improved innovation and creativity.
Certainly, one of those milestones is what we're working on right now in the Congress, and that is patent litigation reform. But the other would be a major bill that we passed just a few years ago, the America Invents Act. And then Herb certainly was watching that and speaking out about various aspects of it throughout that process.
Herb Wamsley is an exceptionally calm, fair person in a city of hyper characters.
Until you push his button on an IP issue that he finds fundamental or very important to the well-being of the intellectual property system.
And I see this fire in the belly, his eyes get real bright, and he can get excited.
Herb's passion and influence for patent law is legendary.
But Herb also has a great sense of humor, which is deceptive.
Herb's got a very dry wit, but he's one of the funniest guys that I know. And that sense of humor comes out particularly when he's writing emails in the middle of the night.
He also wrote the IP curmudgeon and Give Us All a Good Chuckle. He has a kind of a distinctive laugh, and you can hear it, and Herb's nearby, and he's having a good time.
I think Herb's hobby is the IPO. Herb spends a considerable amount of his time I'm sure, at home and on vacation and in every interaction he has, thinking about how he can further the goals of his organization.
The other thing he loves is IP trivia things. So his office is full of little knickknacks that related to IP, and especially Thomas Edison. He has a great passion for him and being the greatest inventor in his mind ever.
We have several prints and photographs of Thomas Edison, the world's greatest inventor. Also pictures of his homes in West Orange, New Jersey.
Herb is a huge West Virginia University Mountaineer fan. And so whenever you want to talk sports, bring up West Virginia sports with Herb. That's one of his outside passions. So he loves football, he loves basketball. And
he used to be a fairly committed runner. And even now in his 70s, runs several times a week.
When I can twist that arm, he does like fine dining.
He's an enormously dedicated and caring family man. He dearly loves his wife, Mary Ann, talks about her all the time, talks about his kids, and a wonderful grandfather.
One of the best things about being around Herb is that you get to be around Mary Ann as well.
What makes Herb the Distinguished IP Professional of the Year? Who else? This is his retirement year. His legacy is amazing.
I can't think of anyone who is more qualified for this award than Herb Wamsley.
I wish you well in retirement, and I know you will always stay intellectually active.
We wish you and Mary Ann find the years ahead rewarding and fulfilling.
Congratulations, Herb!